Welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Today's episode has me incredibly excited because we're going to be doing a bunch of work, a bunch of building, a bunch of progress. This is going to be a no-nonsense episode, alright? And by nonsense, I mean all of that lawsuit stuff. I'm going to be ignoring it. I'm going to be focused entirely on the placing of blocks. And man, now that I'm inside this bank, I think this could be the most challenging interior to do. This place is disgusting looking. Please let me sleep through the night. Oh, yes. All of these buildings are currently facades. They all need interiors. Let's get the ball rolling with big Rons. And honestly, in terms of visual references, I think I'm going to use my own visual references. And these are the big Rons merchandise commercials that I shot a couple of months ago. And I would say the vibe is pretty perfect here. So it's time to finally clear out the dungeon. Not saying that what Grian and Co did in here is bad. I mean, it's lovely. It's just, it's maybe a little bit scary. I think for this build, I want to use a little bit more wood and slightly warmer tones. By the way, you have no idea how happy it makes me having all of my supplies organized. I think definitely the thing that needs to be extremely present in this store is boxes. Boxes piled up relatively high. Oh, and then I guess, unlike in real life where we had tech lying around, there should just be components lying all over the place. Yeah, okay, this is working. Okay, I'm getting a little bit carried away. I don't know. I almost want to change the font of the sign. I feel like actually Ron would be typing... would he write in all caps? Is Ron an all caps guy? Oh, maybe I see something like this is good. It's kind of got like awkward spacing. It almost feels like something that someone has just written out on a board. I'm just trying to channel that big Ron energy, you know? Yeah, 100% these would exist in Ron's store. I like to think that he's had them since new. Wait, I've just realized some of you watching this will have no idea what a VHS is. Things are coming together pretty nicely here, and I think that's because this store kind of matches my energy. Like, this is genuinely what my office looks like at this point in time. I have 2 bikes, a guitar, a piano, multiple different cameras of various different eras, a huge number of lights, a skateboard, some climbing equipment, all within a space that I think is about 2.2 meters by 1.5 meters. Am I Big Ron? Okay. I think with all the paintings and with all the redstone components and the lamps and the variety of different things we have going on in here, I would say as far as this level is concerned, we are done. But I think we need to put a ceiling on this. I never really imagined Big Ron's as being a double height room, and I don't think the building kind of lends itself to that either. So I definitely think we should put a ceiling in here. I sort of imagine it as one of those drop tile, sort of very corporate office ceilings. I don't actually know what they're called. Bone blocks are one of the best blocks in the game for creating that corporate off-white texture. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get a feel for like damp spots in the ceiling. I want the idea that there has been resting water at certain points in this ceiling's life. Oh, I never even considered the fact that I could actually change the angle of the bone blocks and that would create that almost drop tile effect. Okay, I've done some Googling. It turns out it's just called a dropped ceiling. I think I've got a little bit too much going on. It kind of looks cool. The whole build looks pretty cool. I think we'd be better off being like 90% bone blocks and then maybe occasional iron blocks as if they've bought new ceiling tiles in certain parts of the ceiling. I mean, now that I think about it, I could just have a handful of them facing upwards. I mean, does that look ridiculous? It kind of looks like the damp spot that I wanted. Yeah, this is perfect. So the iron blocks, they were way too distracting. They look way too new. So I thought I'd flip it around. These are old drop tiles that have clearly had a pool of water on top of them, and it looks gross. Honestly, my favorite thing about this interior is the fact that you can see it from the outside. It is just so fitting. It's perfect. Big Ron's is now officially open for business. Now, before we move on and do the upstairs, I've got a little something to tell you about. The Hermitcraft Vintage Collection is just like the Sahara store. You order your items and they arrive. Unlike Sahara, it's actually reliable. No potatoes. That was a lot of fun to make. I made all of the designs for all of the merchandise. It was so fun going down memory lane and looking back at some of the older seasons and bringing up some of the old builds and the old episodes. I spent a couple of days working on the designs. I think they've managed to capture the essence of what those moments were while feeling modernized. They're kind of like, they're of the era, but also of this slightly newer Hermitcraft era. Anyway, back to Big Ron's place. I actually really like the idea that he keeps his chaos separate from his home life. I wanted to keep things quite clean, so we've got a little kitchenette here, but I also love the idea that he's massively into vintage records. We've got a nice little hi-fi system here, but I don't have any records at the minute, and I honestly don't think anyone sells them in the town yet. So I'm going to park the records for the time being and continue working. And now his build is completed. Look at this cozy little pad. I want to live here. I can just imagine Ron sitting here and eating his dinner. And I can imagine him chilling out with a good book. I'm super pleased to have done this. I kind of didn't expect the interiors of these builds to mean so much to me, but Big Ron's as a structure means a lot to me. Gosh, why am I getting so sentimental today? So to have it be completely finished with the interior and the automatic storage system and everything like that, yeah. Okay, I'm feeling good. And that's when Grian popped over.
Mumbo!
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Wow, you always look so fancy. It's frustrating.
I know. I'm trimmed out. Does this noise ring a bell?
Yeah.
It does ring a bell, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it literally rings a bell. I don't even know what to say to you. I'm both proud and disappointed. I couldn't really muster a laugh. I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, if this noise is new to you,
yeah,
it means that you haven't been reaped yet by the permit reapers. You haven't had your permits taken away.
That's good.
Yeah?
That's a good thing, right? That's good. That's what we want.
You haven't had your permits taken away.
Nope.
And neither have I.
Good.
We've got this to talk about.
Which one is that?
This, if you remember a million years ago, is the wart block. Do you want to do something with this?
Yeah, I mean, how big does the warp shop need to be? I mean, is this
It doesn't need to be big, we just need to do it. We just need to make something. We
What
just need to get it out on the market.
Do we even have any warp blocks? Where do we even get warp? I don't
No,
think
and no one wants them. I don't know why we're doing this.
I don't even know. I've never even seen a warp. I could not tell you. I could not describe to you what a warp block looks like.
I can't remember if the leaves of the red tree are the same as wart blocks.
No, definitely
think
not.
They might be.
No, definitely not. No, they're completely different.
So we have to go and get warts.
I think you have to craft the warts.
And then we have to craft. Right.
I think this is.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
This is the warped. This is the warped forest.
No, this is a wart block. Wart block.
What?
This is warts. This counts as wart.
Oh, this is actually. Wait. What?
Wart blocks. This is a wart block.
No.
We do have to address the naming of this because warts are not a very nice thing in reality.
I've got a good name, maybe.
Go on.
Two blokes with warts.
No, let's maybe not.
Covered in warts.
No.
We've got your warts.
No.
We've got warts for you.
No.
We'll give you warts.
No.
Am I really struggling that much? There must be a better.
So this is it, dude. This is it. We don't even need to make a farm. These are wart blocks. We can just...
Yeah, but I swear there's a different one. Hang on, there's a Crimson Forest over there. I'm going to fly over, because I think there's like a legitimate, like, it's just called a wart block.
So you need to find some warts and craft 9 of them into a block to test this.
Okay. Oh, so this is, another wart block. I swear there's... I don't know.
I think they're the same thing.
Crazy?
I think they're the same thing. And I actually think this is not a bad permit.
Yeah, I actually suddenly think that we could have probably been doing stuff with this sooner.
Yeah, I mean, I've used the blue block.
Yeah, I've used them a ton. Am I imagining that there is a separate wart block?
I think in the past there might have been.
Why do we know so little about the game, Grian?
I don't
It's really remarkable. After we finally worked out what we were selling, we came to the conclusion that the wart tree would be the best name for our business.
What's all this then? He's not.
He is!
It's in the... Wait, is he actually selling it though, or is this just decoration?
I don't know.
Oh, careful,
mate.
careful. He's got... It's just Nylium. Hold on, mum. Oh,
I think there's a little bit of decoration going on.
It's just decoration.
Oh, that was close. I almost got fiercely protective of the permit that we haven't used for a very long time.
Cub's actually done 2 trees on top of his. We could just do a nicer tree.
Like back here. This is like quite a good spot. Oh no, these can't be pushed by pistons.
Wart blocks can't be pushed by pistons.
I would imagine not, because they're a form of leaf.
Why would that matter?
Well, because I thought we could have it so that to get your wart blocks, you have to like shave them off of something, so they just keep growing and growing up out of the ground.
No, they're not actual warts. They're not actual warts.
Yeah, okay, I think that's enough of my ideas. We're going for the wart tree. That is the final decision. So we did about an hour of resource gathering, getting a whole bunch of different types of wood, and also a whole bunch of the wart blocks for our build. And then it was time to return back to the shopping district to get started on this massive tree. And to say I was nervous is quite the understatement. Are we just going to start placing blocks? Is this the plan?
So I'm thinking that we just build a big trunk here.
Yep.
Or do you need to go and quickly draw a picture of it?
Very funny. Yeah, I can get my isometric drawings out, all right?
And then once we get high enough, we can then start shaping it out and then branching it out.
I mean, I think this is a good idea. I'm so scared to place a single... Wait, can I place a single block and you can tell me if I've placed it in the wrong place?
Yeah, but use these ones.
What? Oh.
The six-sided ones.
Oh, this is, see, look, there you go. I'm learning building tips already. Yeah, because then I guess they'll be stripped on all sides. Oh, there you go. I've made an addition. Your block per minute is so much faster than mine. What on earth?
Because I'm just thickening it up, right? I don't need to think too hard about the shape. But once I start getting to the outer layers where the shape really starts to matter, then I start shaving it more meaningfully.
Right, okay. Are you viewing this as like a block of marble that you're then going to trim down?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So, I mean, I just place like crazy fur. And
That's
then
so interesting.
just take a look at it and then go, this side is lacking.
So that's really interesting because I am purely additive, where it sounds like you are like add and then you can subtract. Whereas for me, like I will add things and then as far as I'm concerned, like they are in.
Okay, that's come out all right.
That's
That's a good shape.
Yeah.
Don't have to tweak that too much. You've rattled through this stem though.
Are we seriously running like what? Is there any more branches that you want to add, or should I keep working on the trunk? Are we happy with the trunk? Should I have?
I think we're happy with the trunk.
Should I add some more bits like spilling out more root systems maybe? Should I add any like knobbles or nodules or like different colors to the tree trunk
add
at all?
a wart to it.
I could add a wart to it. I can give it a go in certain spots. I'm trying to look for obvious areas where it would be dark. Okay. This is a learning lesson. my brain is hurting a little bit.
This is the critical stage that people tend to skip in tree building.
Right.
Which is the spindly arms. And we talked about earlier like how much air is important in these. Mm-hmm. This is what produces the gap. Right. So we push from the main branch outwards as far as it looks. It actually looks unnatural, but once the leaves are on there, it actually looks okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing that people forget is to go up.
Right.
Most of a tree's spindly arms, they go up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now that I think about it.
The reason building Minecraft trees is difficult is like you were just conditioned to put a bunch of leaves over the top of a stem.
Yeah. I might add. I'm gonna add some little knobbly bits. Dude, this is looking so good.
Right, so yeah, does the red work is the big question.
Well, I think it's definitely like, it's a huge contrast. There's no doubt about that.
Oh god, it looks horrible.
What, do you not like it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a massive contrast, but I think we can play it off. I think we need maybe we add some Twizzlers down here and maybe some of like the wart blocks or like some netherrack and things down here. Maybe some nylium.
Red into it.
Yeah.
I'm going to allocate you one branch.
I'm going to do one branch.
You're going to do one branch. I want you to give it a go.
Okay, cool. So
you've just seen how I've gone about it. So let's say prominent one. This one here. This is Mumbo's branch.
I'll do a little bit of landscaping down at the bottom as well. And let's see if I can do something impressive before Grian returns from his haircut. I can't believe Hermitcraft has reached a point where I have been left responsible for a Grian build. How has this happened? So to do the base of this thing, we need a whole ton of this stuff. Nylium. Oh my goodness, I almost got ended by a hoglin. I also think having a whole bunch of these things will be handy as well. Oh, these things could really help us with the transparency situation because these blocks aren't transparent, so it's kind of hard to make a nice looking airy tree. But if we reduce the number of these blocks but then have a bunch of these, it will look more foliagey. Resources have been gathered. Let's see what I can do. Now, I'm trying to think of what the root system would look like. And I imagine the regular netherrack is kind of disturbed ground where roots are going underneath. Let's be real though, warts. It's a bit of a tricky colour palette to deal with here. Grian has set me up for failure. Oh, I've also just come up with an idea that I think is actually quite cool. I kind of want there to be an entrance here, and then maybe we put a border on all of this stuff so that we don't deal with the issues of, well, trying to transition this to this. And I like the idea of it looking like an obsidian sort of fallen nether portal. The only issue is the nether portal has to go on a diagonal. That is why I thought it would be a good idea for it to be fallen, so that it doesn't have to be fully constructed, as that might look a little bit jarring. This is mildly painful. What do we think to this? What do we think to this? I decided not to put a top on the portal so that you could see the top of the tree, but I've got some particles floating up. I kind of think that works. I really, really like this, and I think once we wrap the walls around the edges, this will look like its own area and look correct. Goodness gracious me. 10 diamonds for nether bricks. I'm going to be very upset if Grian doesn't like my idea. One thing that I think will really help our little fence that makes its way around here is just a handful of small little spires, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I'm panicking. I mean, Grian could be back from his haircut any minute. I don't know how complicated his haircuts are, but he's been away for long enough that he should be home by now. I swear, I barely ever go to record a clip, but whenever I do, Cub's thing clicks on. Would it be completely ridiculous to place planks underneath the fences? I know that I need something nethery underneath. Planks seems like a good middle ground between like vanilla regular Minecraft and the nether, and I think I'm right. I've put a little bit more time into adding various different bits and bobs to the fence around the edge, and I think it has framed everything quite nicely. So now I think I need to go ham with all of this stuff and just cover the area with a bunch of foliage. Is fire a good idea? Like, should fire be in the mix? I mean, I kind of feel like it should be. It's the nether. No, I was just about to talk. Right. This is what I currently have. It's fiery. It's foliagey. We've got a little bit of a path making its way along. I've added some of these things, which kind of look like trees that have been just demolished by ghasts. I'm feeling pretty happy about this situation. I think it looks cool. At least I think it's a good start. So now I have to move on to my dreaded branch. It was this one, right? I've stood up here for about 10 minutes. I don't know what to do. Okay, each time it branches off, it splits in half. And then, what do we go to? Trapdoors? What do we go to next? I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. How do I add a bend in? Like, I kind of want this to bend around. I can't jump up on anything. I hate fence posts. I'm stressed. I don't have any that go down. I feel like I need... Oh, yeah, one that comes down from here. That makes a lot of sense. We'll go down like this. It's going to be awkward to build. Oh, but I've got a water bucket. Oh, no! No! This is definitely still a little bit awkward to build, but it's not so bad. Okay. Yeah, I would say I'm drowning. Let's take a look at where we're at. Oh, my goodness. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It's different. I think it's the slabs. I think I've got more slabs than Grian. Mine's also way more sparse and is kind of like an aeroplane. You've just got two going out in this direction, the rest kind of pop out the front. All right. Maybe this is better? I honestly don't know at this point in time. Do I just start putting these on? Do I start just chucking the leaves on? I feel like I should. And remember, I do have my secret weapon of the weeping vines. I think they are going to help a lot. All right, let's have a look here then. What sort of thing has Grian done? Oh, it's actually... Wow, okay, it's pretty empty. It does not look like that from the ground. That shows the lack of transparency in the block. So we have to be super careful that we don't make this too dense. What sort of complicated operation is Grian getting done at the hairdressers today? Is he getting like a perm or something? Is he having a perm installed? I'm gonna add some droopy bits in. I kind of feel like these are fairly droopy trees. I don't know why. Does this look right? I mean, if I imagine it with all the others, well, I don't know. It kind of looks a bit lumpy, and I don't know. If I start adding in some of these, like these dangly bits, does that make a difference? I feel like it probably does. Like, we could fill out the middle here with those, and it will probably look quite cool and a little bit fuller. Yeah, this is a way that I can build up our tree around the branches a tiny bit. This is going to be my superpower. I'm assuming I can shear these things, right? So that they stop growing? Yes. Okay, excellent. So these will stay at the length that I've told them to stay. Oh my goodness, he just joined the game. Oh, I can hear him. I'm nervous.
How are you getting on?
I'm getting on.
I think it looks cool. Whoop.
Nice. And at that moment, my life was complete. We spent about another hour collaboratively working on the tree, adding in all of the leaves, doing all of the extra bits. And this is what it's currently looking like. There's still quite a lot left to do, but I would say it is looking really, really cool. It looks super Halloween-y and like evil. Oh my goodness. So let's head back to the mountain town and continue working on some interiors. Next up on the agenda is Willie's Woodyard. Willie's Woodyard is probably one of my favorite builds in the town, and it's definitely my favorite concept art that I think I've ever done. It's probably my favorite drawing I've ever done. And fun fact, I actually did it in a van on a rainy day of a bouldering trip when we were in Fontainebleau, and oh, my back. I can still remember the back pain and the neck pain. So, Willie's now has a floor. This is looking very good, very wood workshop-y. I think it would be good if we just have a handful of crafting benches along one side. I'm curious, can I create some kind of pillar drill here? So we've got something like this, and then I think if we have a hopper on top. I mean, that's kind of looking like something. Maybe I'll put a handful of signs around it. Maybe add a little trapdoor on the top. Yeah, okay. I feel like it needs some kind of lever on the side. Oh, okay. I've got an idea. I feel like that kind of makes sense. I guess it's like a emergency stop button. Should we also have an on button? Maybe? I mean, I don't think it looks terrible. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Right, next up, I think we need a workbench in the middle of the room. And I think I want to get the impression across that there is a bunch of sawdust on the floor. And the only way that I can think to do that is by using pressure plates. Pressure plates and buttons. Then we'll have a handful of table saws. I kind of feel like this looks better than the table saw being on top because you run wood over the table, so it kind of doesn't make sense that this massive thing would be standing up. I feel like every single wood shop needs these faithful words written on the wall somewhere. Does it make sense for there to be a little fireplace in here? I mean, I'm going to cover it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that works, you know. I actually think that works really well. I'm trying my best to think of if there's any way to do a mitre saw, but I can't think of one. I could potentially do a little bit of armor stand business. This needs to go down a little bit, out a little bit, and then forward a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what that noise was either. When in doubt, just start adding signs to things. You know, I was kind of joking, but that has actually helped a lot. I kind of think if you really squint, this is what a Minecraft mitre saw would look like. Look, the little saw goes into the little hole. You put your wood in. I mean, it's in a rubbish spot, but regardless of that, I would say this whole room has come together really, really nicely. We have created a pretty convincing little workshop. This is kind of how I imagined my real life workshop would look like. A mess, basically. And at this point, Doc M sent me a message and said that I should urgently come to Corrales' base. What's been happening?
Hi, Mumbo.
Hi, Mumbo. Hi. We can't hear you.
It's Mike.
What? Wow, it's early in the morning. I forgot to unmute myself. That's ridiculous.
Please check this out. Something special happening with this spawner.
What on earth? How does that happen?
Is this connected to you, Mumbo, and your shops and the pollution?
I mean,
I don't know.
corruption.
Wait, why do you all have... Wait, how many of them were in there? Why do you all have villager heads?
They keep spawning, dude. They
What?
keep spawning.
What?
Look at the spawner.
The spawner's a villager spawner. What?
Yeah. Did your shop
Looks
leak
like
pollution?
serious
What's happening?
poison in the ground.
Well, firstly, if it did, I think I should be getting paid because this is the greatest spawner in the game. So if this is related to me, then this is awesome. Secondly, though, I don't think this is related to me.
No, it's just... Oh, no, there he goes. Yeah.
What? I have never in my entire life seen anything like this. This has to be to do with the fact that we've just updated, right?
Possibly.
Yeah,
That's all
I
we
would
can
say
think
that
of.
too if I had a poisoning shop right next to it. Playing the update.
I'm not being, look,
There you
dude,
go.
I'm not being painted in this bad light. And also, this isn't even bad light. I've created literally the coolest spawner in the world, but it definitely wasn't me.
You know how Minecraft updates are. They break things, right?
That is crazy, though.
Yeah.
This is back to beta days, you know, when the bugs would just be weird.
Yeah, this spawner is all kinds of wrong.
I'm keeping this.
It feels morally wrong, to be honest with you. I honestly can't tell if that was a dock thing or an update thing. Either way, I was getting the blame. I've done a little bit more work on Willy's woodyard. By the way, I thought I would create the wooden spoon carving room for Willy Jr. If you remember the backstory of Willy's woodyard, Willy Sr., he started up Willy's woodyard. Willy Jr. has taken it over. He doesn't really love the super hardcore wood stuff and would much rather be whittling spoons. So while yes, the workshop downstairs is in operation, as you can tell from this lovely little area here, this is where Willy Jr. would really like to be. So finally, this little sign makes sense. I'm really happy with these two interiors that I've done today, but I can't help but feel like I should get back to work on the gigantic tree. So let's gather up all of those warts and get back to work. I still don't fully understand how this project came about. I mean, Grian literally just popped over to my base and then just hit me with the permit that we need to do, and then suddenly we're building a gigantic tree and gathering stacks upon stacks of these warts. I don't know if he had a plan when we were coming into that interaction, but he definitely didn't let me know about it. Either way, I have no clue where he is today. He's probably getting his nails trimmed or something. A new red sweater tailored, getting his little bell tuned. But I thought maybe he might appreciate me adding a few extra leaves to this bit. Grian is now online and he is just silently observing my work. Grian hasn't said anything yet. He is just up there. He is AFK. He's not even AFK. He's just staring. Oh, and now he's destroying it. And now he's just logged off. Not a single word. Joined, destroyed a bunch of the stuff, and then logs off. I'm not really sure what to do. I told Grian about how this came across, and he found it very funny. But we spent another hour working on it, and now I think it's finally done. Should we take out this piece of scaffolding?
Yep. Do the reveal. Ta-da!
Nice.
That actually looks sick, dude.
That has actually come
looks
together really well.
That actually looks really
The
good.
permit officer reminds
Oh,
you.
for goodness
Cub.
sake!
To no
Cub
part.
has like a real
That's
ability
no
to just
to
talk
no
at the
part.
perfect moment to be annoying. If we want to add to Cub talking in the video,
It's surely
I know it's
Nilium, don't be so
Nilium,
so silly.
I shouldn't have pressed buttons.
You
Nilium,
can
Nilium,
big
Nilium,
it's
This is
Nilium.
overstimulating.
it is a lot. I shouldn't have pressed them both at the same time. That hurt my brain as well. It's kind of cool up here. Like maybe we do just have little barrels that you almost have to just make your way along the branches, Avatar style. Nice. We did it. Wart shop. Nice, dude. We actually made it.
We made a shop.
We've actually done it, and it looks.
We made a shop, and
It's-
it looks good.
it's pretty
and
impressive.
It was high effort.
Yeah. It like. I mean, and the idea was cool. Well, I'm so glad we didn't go for any of my ideas. They were awful. This is actually really, really cool. This
They
is
come
actually
from
cool.
trees. It's a wart tree. It all comes together.
I'm
Cub, you have the most annoying shop in the
It
world.
is, it's like
It's
everything.
just fireworks, it's
talking.
announcements, music. Shut up.
Well, I think that just about does it. Today's Hermitcraft episode has consisted of a handful of surprise projects, but we have made some extremely good progress on the interiors. I absolutely adore these little areas. I've made my first ever tree. The water shop permit has been satisfied, and Big Ron's is now finally the tech superstore that it was born to be. I really do hope that you enjoyed this Hermitcraft episode. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya! Hey, it's Mumbo. I'm just calling about all this merch stuff. You don't have any potatoes at your distribution center, right? Because it would be so embarrassing if this happens again. Occasionally potatoes. Keith sometimes has potatoes for lunch. Is there anything we can do about Keith?